Hello and welcome, y'all. Today we are back with another game review. This time we are looking at Avium. So this game, the key was given to me. However, it is not going to determine my review of the game or how I feel about it. So we're going to go jump into it real quick. So basically, Avium is a sci-fi action-adventure RPG in a city ruled by those of great cybernetic wealth and influence, such as the Big Four, a plutocracy, a banana republic that keeps its peace with the employment of vigilantes like you, Diesel, a war-suit-donning, crime-fighting hero with a dark past. Now, what I did not know when I was given the key for this game, I didn't know until later on, was that this game was made by one person. So one guy made this game by himself and it took about 3 years. So keep that in mind as we go through this game review. This was just one person, not a company. Um, so the gameplay itself, as far as the mechanics, the movement, the fighting, I actually did enjoy. You go to start off, and if you try to start the story mode, it'll recommend for you to go run around in a sandbox to kind of do a tutorial training area. So I went ahead and did that. As you can see here, I'm going through some of the things where it's going through the motions, teaching me the moves, things like that. Um, there is a lot to learn as far as the combat and the mechanics of this game. So I definitely recommend spending quite a bit of time in the sandbox getting familiar with everything. There are parts in the menu where you can go through and read the history and the story of each person, each character. There's different suits you can choose from or unlock. There's also different skins you can choose to change how your character looks. Even though you're technically playing as Diesel, you can still change the look of the suit that he's wearing. Now, there are different small puzzles to unlock doors. So there's ones like this, there's the locks like in Skyrim, there's key code combinations that I'll show later too. So I kind of like the little mini puzzles like this. I don't have an issue with those. I think they're kind of good. And it's the fact that there's different ones keeps it interesting as well. So you kind of don't really know which one you're going to end up with until you get up to the door and see. Now, once you get into the story, you start off in this city here. And it looks like it's a massive city to explore and all, but it's really not. Once you go to the border, it'll just kind of stop you there. There's like an invisible wall. So you can't really go too far. Um, you can go explore Diesel's, hang out a little bit. You can see the other suits mounted up there in his car. You do have a boss fight pretty much right off the bat. The story moves over to a jungle area, which I thought actually was kind of pretty. I like the look of this place. There is a lot of dialogue, a lot of cinematic so far in the game that I've experienced, which isn't a bad thing at all. Some parts are definitely kind of funny. I did play 4 hours of the game in total. Now, this part right here, this part in the jungle is pretty much where I got stuck. So as you can see, it is really, really dark, and I wish there was some kind of flashlight you could have on your character, something to light up the area so you can see. Um, but I still followed the instructions that it said. It mentioned using the suit with the invisibility and basically teleporting through. So I went through after trying it and it not working, and I reread the buttons to push, and I was pushing everything. I tried mouse and keyboard, I tried controller. I pushed what it said to push for both. I pushed every button in between. I tried to do the targeting and, locking on and that. And no matter what I did, nothing worked. One thing, though, I will say is the enemies being able to shoot you through glass, but you can't shoot back. That was kind of frustrating. But yeah, the move that it was wanting me to do to get through things through the glass, it wasn't working. Now, I did get lucky. I happened to guess the code for that door. So that actually kind of worked out. I didn't know what it actually was. But I guessed it and we got through. Just moved on to the next little area here. Now these doors were really difficult because of how dark it was. And when you're in the slow-mo like this, with the scanning mode, you can't actually click on things. So I couldn't click on the door while being in that mode. I had to turn it off to be able to click on it. So it was hard because I had to make sure my crosshair was aimed properly and then turn it off and then click. And you can't do it while you're invisible either. You have to be, you know, out of that mode. So it was very difficult to get doors open with how dark it was, but we were able to do it. We were able to come out here and stealthily kill a few guys, found some armor, found a passageway it looked like that we could go up. But as you can see, it's really dark and difficult to see, so I kept having to scan to make sure I was going the right way or going any kind of way to get somewhere. Got up to the door, still can't see. So I'm trying the scanning trick to get to the door. When you're in the first person view where you're basically looking through the lens of your helmet, you still can't click on things either. So just keep that in mind. But we finally got the door unlocked. Went back to invisible. And jumping up the elevator, or shaft, I guess that this is, you come to another door with a lock, which I do not have a code for because the only code we ever found was at the very beginning for the very first door. So all the other tablets we found with information, none of them had any codes on there. So I went through the key bindings because I wanted to see if maybe there was one for a flashlight that I was missing that I didn't see. Nothing. So I went ahead and upped the brightness quite a bit. But I figure if I can at least do that and I can see, then maybe we can get through this. So I went ahead and upped the brightness and we went back through. So I had to restart the gameplay for this part. Start killing the guys again. And there we go. Back up the shaft to see if I can see a little better, which I can. It's not as dark, which is good. Get up to the door, which here I still can't really see very well. But I can see enough to hopefully get the lock. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so we are through the next door. Can't move very well. I'm gonna jump up again. Oops. Alright, so we're back where we left off earlier. Got another key lock. Code door here. Don't have a code for that one either. I did try to guess a few times, couldn't get it. So we went up to and found another pathway up to this middle area here where there's a guy. Another code lock door that I do not have the code for. So couldn't do much there. I did try again to do the moves with teleporting through the glass and targeting and all that, and it didn't work. So all in all, I spent about 3 hours in that section there trying to figure it out and to progress, and I just couldn't. So we moved over to free play. And with free play, I chose the jungle. So we're just gonna run around in here a little bit, see what it's like, see what there is to do. So now with the jungle, it looks like it's very expansive, kind of like the city, but it's not. You go too far and it'll teleport you right back here to the teleporters, to the other areas. There is a race that you can do. I know there's one in the city as well, so that's always an option. We did find this old clock tower. There is a guy to talk to here. And there's also a tablet that you can read. It's a very beautiful area, I give it that. The clock tower here, the ruins around it are very pretty. There is an area here where there is a puzzle to solve. You have to get rid of the turrets first, which isn't too bad. There's no other enemies really other than just the turrets. We'll go ahead and take them out. Alrighty, so now we can walk around and try to figure out the puzzle. So in looking at this, we're going to need the telekinesis. So that you have to take a serum for. And this allows you to move objects around to solve puzzles. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this going. There we go. All right, so we've got everything connected. We've got the generator turned on.
Nice job, Jake. Keep
All
an eye
right,
out
we
for
did
more of
it.
these generators.
So
We're gonna
that
need
part I
them
will say is kind
all.
of cool. I like all the little puzzles within the game to solve. I do think that's good fun. Like I said, it did spend 4 hours in the game, and I wasn't able to get very far. Whether I was bugged or whether it was something with the game itself, I'm not sure. And it could just be that I was blind and missing something very important. So if y'all have played this game, I hope you have better luck than I did. But all in all, with it being created by one single person over the span of 3 years, I think it's pretty impressive. Mechanics, the combat, like the suit itself, the movements, I really enjoyed it. I love flying around. I like the Superman landing you can do to cause damage. I love the rockets. Like there's so much with that. But yeah. So I'll have a link to the Steam page down below if you want to check it out and read reviews and things like that for yourself. Feel free. But I hope you enjoyed this quick review on this game. And please keep an eye out for more. I have a link to the top right. That'll lead to another one if you want to check out another one of my game reviews. Please remember to like and subscribe for more, and you are awesome.